Greetings, theists and non-theists. I am the Atheist Paladin. So what does atheism offer? Again, this comes up with Jack's Together for Peace and him critiquing DPR Jones's video of atheist testimonies. The question itself, it strikes me rather absurd, because why does that have to do with the price of, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? So what if it offers nothing? If you think it offers nothing, that doesn't affect how the claims are true or whether or not you should accept the claims. I think everybody will agree we should accept a claim only if it's true. There should be no other criteria whatsoever in order to accept any claims. If I can get agreement on that, then anybody should see the absurdity of just asking that question. What's the point? Now, as a lot of people in DPR Jones's video testified of what atheism did for them, I don't think really was atheism itself per se, but rather their atheism derived from their skepticism. And a lot of people, even in my experiences, when I was a Christian, I was a very strong believer, but at some point there was something that I didn't think about skeptically, in a skeptical manner, that I accepted dogmatically, and so that sort of religious thinking, that sort of religious style led to a lot of cognitive dissonance. So that's why a lot of atheists sort of report that there's a sort of a liberating experience when becoming an atheist. It's because they're shedding off that old style of thinking. They're getting rid of that cognitive dissonance. Now, are there theists that don't have any cognitive dissonance whatsoever in their beliefs of theism? I find that hard to believe. At some point, I think there is some cognitive dissonance with something, specifically with the more religious type of beliefs. The more religious and doctrinal your sort of beliefs are, the more there's a chance of there being a cognitive dissonance with something somewhere, or just accepting something dogmatically. Now, I think a deist could be a skeptic and have no cognitive dissonance, because all deism holds is that maybe a God created the universe, and that's all there needs to be a deist. But as far as there's no other issues to conflict with reality, and that's why a lot of them report this oppressiveness of religion, because at some point religion makes claims about reality that don't always measure up, or can't always be measured, that just seemed kind of weird. Take the instance of Jonah. Is that an allegory? Is that truth? And so there's a lot of explanations Christians come up in order to have to justify that. I don't have to believe that at all, and that's why there's freedom, so-called, of belief and opinion in atheism. But it's not that atheism that does it, and I think every atheist here on YouTube should not be beating the drum for atheism. It should be skepticism, and I think there's a lot to be benefited from skepticism and from a rational mindset, and I think that's what we really should promote. If we can get people to think about why they believe what they believe and come to a more atheism where a person was probably likely to deny care because of the belief of faith healing, and we get them to a more skeptical mindset, maybe they don't ever lapse into an atheism, but because they now are more in line with reality, I think in that way, or more willing to take care of their child instead of letting him die and think, God's going to take care of it. I think that is a much better thing to be pushing than atheism, because in that sort of mindset, I can understand where, Jack is coming from. What does atheism offer? And he's coming from the mindset of, eternal paradise and peace and love and all of these sort of things. And we approach him with this, atheism this and atheism that, and it seems to him sort of nihilistic. You're not going to win anybody by that. It's better to ask him from a rational mindset, saying, why do you believe what you believe? And try to go from there, and try to encourage thinking that asks for evidence, that asks for an evaluation of why we do things. And I think this is tremendously better than anything else that anyone can do on YouTube. So that's my thoughts, that's my opinions on this, and I hope you enjoyed. So peace, take care, and remember, rationality is the path of righteousness.